Hey YouTube, I'm Ryan, and I've suffered from OCD and anxiety disorders ever since I was in my early teens. This video is for anyone who suffers from OCD, PTSD, phobias, panic attacks, constant and intrusive unwanted thoughts, agoraphobia, or any anxiety disorder. No matter how great or small your symptoms, fears, or emotional pain, I truly hope you'll take this video to heart. You're not alone. It's currently estimated that 40 million people in the US alone have these problems. My OCD made me feel like I had to do things a certain amount of times or in a specific order, or else something horrible would happen. It didn't matter how illogical it was. I would even think to myself, this is so crazy. But it didn't matter. The fear, the horrible thoughts, and the terrible feelings were so strong. It seemed like I just couldn't shut them off, no matter how hard I tried. I also had to recheck things, like shutting off the gas burners on the stove, just to make sure that I had done them. Even though I remembered just having done it, I could even see it in my head from 5 minutes before. I just had to go back into the kitchen again to make sure that I shut them off. This was the case with turning off the water, locking car doors, and countless other things. Another problem that I had was that I had to redo little meaningless things over and over again until they, well, clicked right. I don't mean clicking literally, that's just how I describe it. They had to sort of feel right. If the lid on the coffee just didn't close right, or a door didn't shut the right way, or something wasn't done the right way, I had to stop and do it over and over until it did. And I had constant negative thoughts and feelings that just seemed like they wouldn't ever leave me alone. I was living in a constant state of either depression, fear, or panic. Anything could trigger those thoughts and feelings. Ads on the TV, overhearing people talking, a bad memory, you name it. Over the years, I tried everything I could to cure myself, starting with prescriptions for several different medications, psychiatrist visits, and things like talk therapy. Not only did none of them cure my problems, some of them even made them worse. And after a while, those treatments were costing me hundreds of dollars a month. Not to mention the side effects. Some of the many prescription side effects I had were nausea, diarrhea, migraine headaches, insomnia, and fatigue, just to name a few. I had finally had it with so-called modern medicine, so I decided to try any natural or out-of-the-box treatments that I could find. I tried hypnosis tapes and in-person hypnotherapy, yoga, tai chi, meditation, changing my diet several times, and all the natural herbal remedies like St. John's wort, 5-HTP, and many others. But none of these did much, if anything, to cure me of my symptoms. I started trying to learn everything I could about OCD, panic attacks, and anxiety and stress disorders. I stayed up all night reading books, medical publications, trade journals, and health magazines. Anything that I could get my hands on regarding anxiety and panic disorders. I found out that all anxiety disorders, including OCD, PTSD, phobias, panic attacks, constant and intrusive unwanted thoughts, agoraphobia, and all other anxiety disorders, are all caused by the exact same thing. Part of your brain, called the amygdala, controls your fight or flight responses, and all anxiety disorders stem from this switch being left in the on position. This has now been confirmed by recent university studies as the cause of panic attacks and anxiety disorders. Some things can make your symptoms worse, like eating the wrong foods, stress, memories, and triggers, but the root cause is both behavioral and emotional, not chemical. That's why prescription medications only ever treat the symptoms of your disorder and not the root causes. It's no wonder that traditional medicine wasn't helping me at all. I spent months researching OCD, panic attacks, and PTSD online. I was just trying to learn everything that I could. I was desperate to try anything, just to find something that might work. I finally found this guide online that had helped thousands of people to not only feel better, but stay completely free of any and all anxiety disorders for life. At first, I didn't really take it too seriously, but after hearing story after story about people who had actually confused their doctors by becoming completely free of their disorders and no longer needing any medication or treatment at all, I got really interested. These people had cured their OCD, PTSD, panic attacks, all different anxiety disorders. Once I heard that, I decided I had to at least give it a try. I'm now very happy to say that I've been completely free from any and all OCD symptoms, intrusive thoughts, and panic attacks for over 2 years now. After years of trying everything, I finally found what I was looking for all along, something that really works. The first thing I noticed was that my feeling like I had to recheck little things over and over stopped right away, within the first couple of days, actually. Within a week or so, I no longer had that constant feeling that I had to do things until they clicked the right way either. My constant unwanted thoughts started to lessen over time, and after the first couple of weeks, they had pretty much vanished altogether. And finally, after a couple of months, that constant horrible feeling of impending dread had finally gone for good. All of those exhausting and constant problems I had suffered from and lived with for years were finally gone for good. The guide is written by someone who suffered from constant fear, agoraphobia, extreme panic attacks, and generalized anxiety disorder for almost 20 years, until he figured out how to finally cure any anxiety disorder permanently. It's easy enough to follow, and there are no herbal supplements or other products to buy at all. And it tells you exactly what to do to totally and completely cure your OCD, PTSD, phobias, panic attacks, constant and intrusive unwanted thoughts, agoraphobia, or any other anxiety or fear based disorder of any kind. And how to do it not only as soon as possible, but how to keep yourself completely free of any and all of your former symptoms for the rest of your life. I strongly urge anyone with OCD, PTSD, phobias, constant fears, panic attacks, or anxiety disorders of any kind to read this guide and follow it to the letter. I just can't recommend it enough.